You think the real danger to your marriage is conflict, distance, or exhaustion. But the shocking truth is that many marriages collapse not because love disappears, but because faith quietly disappears first. And the moment faith fades, the strength that once held two imperfect people together in impossible seasons begins to crack. In hidden ways you may not notice until the damage is already deep. When you enter marriage, you expect joy, partnership, and shared dreams. Yet difficult seasons eventually arrive like an unexpected storm. And in those moments, you secretly realize that love alone is not always strong enough to carry the weight of disappointment, financial stress, misunderstandings, and silent emotional battles. This is where something deeper must take root inside your relationship, something that goes beyond feelings, because feelings change, but faith anchors you when everything else feels unstable. The first hidden way faith strengthens a marriage during difficult times is that it shifts your perspective from temporary frustration to eternal purpose. And this changes everything about how you respond to your spouse. When you rely only on emotion, every disagreement feels personal. Every mistake feels like betrayal, and every stressful season feels like proof that something is wrong with your relationship. But faith quietly whispers a different truth into your heart. God is working even in seasons that feel broken. Romans 8:28 reminds you that all things work together for good for those who love God. And this verse becomes more than comforting words when your marriage faces pressure, because it teaches you that even painful seasons can become tools God uses to refine your character and deepen your commitment to one another. Without faith, hardship feels meaningless. But with faith, hardship becomes part of a larger story that God is writing in your life together. The second powerful secret is that faith protects your heart from the dangerous illusion that your spouse is your ultimate source of happiness. Many marriages quietly suffer because people expect their partner to fill emotional spaces that only God can fill. When that expectation grows unchecked, resentment slowly begins to build, because no human being can carry the weight of being someone else's savior. Faith gently corrects this hidden imbalance by reminding you that your spouse is a companion, not a replacement for God. Ecclesiastes 4:12 reveals a profound spiritual mystery. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. When God becomes the third strand in your marriage, the relationship gains a supernatural stability that 2 people alone cannot maintain. This means when your spouse fails you, forgets something important, speaks harshly, or struggles with their own weakness, your faith prevents disappointment from turning into bitterness, because your hope was never placed entirely in them. Instead, you continue loving them from a place of spiritual strength rather than emotional dependency. The third insight is something many couples discover only after years of struggle. Faith trains you to choose forgiveness, even when your emotions scream for justice. In difficult seasons of marriage, wounds happen quietly and repeatedly. Words spoken in anger, moments of neglect, misunderstandings that spiral into arguments. These things create invisible scars that can slowly harden your heart if they are not healed. The natural human instinct is to protect yourself by keeping score, storing memories of every offense like evidence in a courtroom. But faith interrupts this destructive cycle. When you remember how often God has forgiven you, your perspective toward your spouse begins to change. Colossians 3:13 commands believers to forgive as the Lord forgave you. And when this principle enters your marriage, forgiveness stops being optional and becomes a powerful weapon against division. The enemy of marriage thrives in unresolved resentment, but faith exposes that strategy and refuses to participate in it. You start releasing offenses faster, not because they didn't hurt, but because you refuse to let bitterness poison the future of your relationship. The fourth hidden strength faith brings into marriage is endurance, and this is where many relationships secretly fail. Modern culture quietly promotes the idea that relationships should be easy, emotionally satisfying, and constantly fulfilling. But faith reveals a different reality. Covenant love is designed to endure seasons that feel uncomfortable, uncertain, and even painful. Hebrews 10:36 speaks about the need for endurance, so that after doing the will of God, you will receive what He promised. And this principle applies powerfully inside marriage. Faith reminds you that quitting during a difficult season may rob you of the deeper blessings that only time, patience, and perseverance can produce. Some of the strongest marriages you admire today survived seasons that once looked completely hopeless from the outside. What kept them standing was not perfect compatibility, but a shared decision to trust God, even when emotions were unstable and circumstances looked discouraging. When faith anchors your marriage, you stop asking only, "How do I feel right now?" and start asking a much more powerful question. What is God teaching us in this season? That question alone can transform conflict into growth. The fifth, and perhaps most surprising way faith strengthens marriage, is that it quietly reshapes the way you love your spouse during seasons when they are struggling. Everyone enters marriage with hidden weaknesses, wounds from the past, fears they rarely express, and spiritual battles that occasionally surface in unexpected ways. Without faith, it becomes easy to judge your spouse when those weaknesses appear. But faith reminds you that every person is in the middle of a spiritual journey. Galatians 6:2 calls you to carry each other's burdens, and this becomes deeply meaningful in marriage because you are often the first person who sees your spouse's silent struggles. When faith guides your response, you stop reacting with frustration and begin responding with compassion. You pray for them instead of criticizing them. You encourage them instead of withdrawing from them. You become a safe place for healing rather than another voice of pressure in their life. Over time, this kind of spiritually grounded love creates a powerful emotional environment where both of you can grow without fear of rejection. The hidden beauty of faith-centered marriage is that it turns ordinary moments into sacred opportunities for transformation. When financial stress appears, you pray together and learn trust. When misunderstandings happen, you practice humility. When exhaustion makes patience difficult, you rely on grace that doesn't come from your own strength. Slowly and quietly, your marriage becomes more than a partnership. It becomes a spiritual workshop where God shapes both of you into stronger, wiser, more compassionate people. And here is the warning many couples discover too late. If faith disappears from your marriage, you may still stay together physically while drifting apart spiritually and emotionally. The connection begins to weaken because the deeper purpose of your relationship is no longer guiding your decisions. But when faith remains active, something remarkable happens during even the hardest seasons. Instead of tearing your marriage apart, difficulty begins to weave the two of you closer together because you face the storm with the same spiritual foundation. You remind each other of God's promises. You hold on to hope when circumstances look uncertain. You refuse to let temporary struggles destroy a covenant that was meant to last a lifetime. And eventually, you look back at the seasons that once felt overwhelming and realize they were the very moments that strengthened your bond the most. So when your marriage enters a difficult season, and it will, the most powerful question you can ask is not whether your love is strong enough, but whether your faith is strong enough to guide your love through the storm. Because when two people keep turning their hearts toward God, even the darkest seasons cannot permanently break what heaven itself helped build. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to support me. If you want to receive more messages to strengthen your faith, please subscribe and walk with me in the truth of the Lord.